Hello everyone, welcome back to Cars with Willow and welcome back to another video. You join me today back in my MGTF, and it's exciting to be back out on the road. So I've been allowed to make this short journey to do some exercise. It's in line with the lockdown rules as of the update last Sunday. So very excited to get out and drive again. Today is the start of potentially a new series, or it might just be a one-off, we'll see how it goes, of rating your rides. So a few days ago I sent out a message on Facebook and Instagram to say if you'd like your car, your MG, to be featured in an upcoming video, then let me know. Drop me an email or a message and I will review it in an upcoming video. So without further ado, let's get into the video, and I have the different submissions here on my phone, so we'll take a look at them and we'll see what we think. So, the first submission is from Matt Wiles. Thank you, Matt, who has sent through photos of his MGTF, which are here. Now, in my opinion, this looks stunning. We're starting on a high, because if I was going to spec my ideal MGTF, it will probably come out pretty much like this. Starting off, the wheels are incredible. They're like I think they're called like the hairline ones, where the spokes split in two. They are definitely my favourite standard MG alloy wheels. I think they look really good. And then looking at the front as well, he's fitted like corner splitters, which look really good, and they make it look a lot wider as well, which is good. The interior, which you can't really see in the photo, is red Alcantara and black leather, which is absolutely incredible. And the wing as well, I really like. I would be tempted to fit a wing on my own car, so that's potentially on the cards for in the future. But just looking at this car, I think perhaps the only thing I would change is the colour. I probably wouldn't choose a red TF, but other than that, I literally cannot fault this car. So thank you, Matt, for submitting that. That is really starting on high. That is a really nice TF. Next we have a submission from Sam Murray. Sam Murray has sent in his British Racing Green MGF, which is here, and he's actually sent through some interesting details about this MGF. So as you can see from the photos, it's in pretty much brand new factory condition, inside and out. Looks like he's kept the engine bay and the under the bonnet really clean. I mean, hats off, Sam, that is incredible. So Sam has said, I bought my British Racing Green MGF new in 2002 from a dealership in Antwerp, because it saved you a ton of money to do that and drive it home. I never realised that until Sam pointed out to me that when these cars came out new, it was often cheaper to go and buy it in a different country in Europe and then drive it home. It was cheaper to do that than to buy it new from a dealership in the UK. I don't know how that worked, but that is pretty interesting. So Sam brought his from Antwerp, drove it all the way home. The factory F came with cream brown leather and walnut interior, and over the years I added additional walnut and chrome bits to give it a really retro look. Yeah, again, I really like that. The interior is really tasteful, I'd say, so the chrome and the walnut combination is nice. Personally, I'm a carbon fibre man, but not everyone is, and I do like these walnut touches, and obviously a lot of TFs have the walnut touches, like on the door cards and on the steering wheel and things like that. So Sam, that is a really nice MGF. Okay, so next up we have Nick Farrant. Nick, thank you for submitting your Rover 25, not to be mistaken with an MG ZR. And from the looks of these photos, you may have the nicest Rover 25 out there, so well done. That is a real look at that, looks really good. Bought the car from Standard 6 years ago. It's my first car with 14,000 miles on the clock from an old couple. Ideal to buy a car from an old couple. You know it's going to have been driven well, apart from some older people which tend to drive everywhere in first gear. But aside from that, idea was to get some driving experience under my belt and then maybe move on to a ZR. But that didn't happen. I got way too attached to the car, like we all do to our first car. I loved my first car, even though it was terrible. Got way too attached to the car, and here we are today. 47,000 miles on the clock, so over 6 years he's put, that's maths, 33,000 miles on the car. Used it as a daily driver through all weather, but washes it weekly, perfect, to keep it in the best condition possible. Made a few modifications, mainly with the original X-Power range, so it stays somewhat original, as the plan was always to have a modified Mark II 25. So yeah, that is really interesting, because I'd never considered this, but you don't really see tuned Rover 25s, because people just get the ZR, because that is a tuned 25 essentially. But to take a 25 and to, I would say, very tastefully modify it like Nick has, fair play. And he also said that it was on display at NEC Classic in 2018. Fair play. That's, I would be very proud if my car was on show at the NEC, so that must have been a very proud moment. Nick, thank you for submitting your Rover 25. Okay, so next up, speaking of MG ZRs, we have a submission from Shannon Mackenzie, and this one will not be for everyone, so just bear with me. Here is Shannon's car. It is a very pink MG ZR. Now, pink wouldn't be my preference. It probably wouldn't be my go-to colour, but I mean, it's bold, and there's nothing wrong with a bold car. So Shannon has owned this car for 5 years. It's got 79,000 miles, and she's done quite a few mods, so it's been lowered by 30mm. It's got obviously custom alloys from AutoStar, Cobra bucket seats with harness, that's a nice touch, front and rear strut braces, all lights and dash lights up pink. Okay, I don't like pink, but each to their own. Jansby back box, so it probably sounds pretty good. And interestingly, a custom Minions headliner. Yeah. Again, very bold, but I can't really fault a Minions headliner. We all like Minions, so yeah. Big thanks for your submission. It's really nice, apart from the colour. Okay, next up we have a classic. We've got Will, who has submitted his 1981 Mgb Roadster. That looks really nice. I love the classics. When I bought an MG, I probably wasn't, well, I definitely wasn't massively into the classic versions of it. I bought this MGTF just thinking, well, it's a sports car, it's British, it'll be good fun to drive. I didn't expect to get so into just MG as a brand and MG as a mark. So I do really appreciate the classics now more than I ever did. So Will, your Mgb Roadster is very nice, and it looks very nice in green. And he's put a little bit of information. He says it's rare as it is on a W reg. The Mgb was only made up until 1980, but mine wasn't registered until 1981, which is why it is a W reg. So you have presumably one of the very last Mgb Roadsters made, which is quite cool. And he's owned it since 2008, so he obviously likes it. Will, that is a very nice car. Thank you for submitting. Okay, next submission is from Simon Sidley, who submitted via Instagram. Here is his MGTF. So this TF has had a full engine rebuild, and that must have been quite expensive, Simon. MGTFs are known for their, I was going to say faulty engines, but the whole engine's not faulty, but it is known for its certain issues. Gasket failure. So yeah, that is nice that it's had an engine rebuild, and that probably helps the value a lot. And Simon said he likes to take it around the Peak District, especially along Snake Pass, only an hour's drive away. That is ideal, Simon. to live that close to the Peak District would be very nice. And this is, I would say, the perfect car to drive around somewhere like the Peak District. You know, you can enjoy it, let's say that. Thank you, Simon, for submitting that. Lee Trainer, thank you for submitting your Mgb ZS. It's a Mark II with 62,000 miles on the clock, and it's a bit of a one-off because of the modifications he's done to it. So it's got obviously these custom wheels that have been painted, and he said the top speed I've had out of her, 153 miles per hour. Now Lee, if you're watching, I hope that was on the track, yeah, not on the road. You wouldn't do that on the road, would you? So thanks for submitting that. Okay, so the next car that we're going to look at is one that I really like actually. It was submitted to me on an Instagram post. Oh, hold on, there's someone approaching my car. Oh no. Oh, hi mate, thanks for seeing you. How you doing? Yeah, I'm okay, thanks. You? Yeah, I'm alright, thanks. What are you working on? I'm actually filming a video right now, as you can see. Awesome. Well, I hope I'm not interrupting. Well, yeah, you are kind of. Can I join in? I'd love to be in the video. Yeah, sure. Why not? Oh, thank you so much. So, what can I say then? Well, I'm reviewing the viewers' cars, so why don't you review this MGTF for the viewers? Sure. Okay. Yeah, I love it. I mean, it's like yours, right? I mean, the paint looks way better than yours for a start. And it says here he's had a full respray as well, so it's probably in better nick than yours too. Okay, rather than criticise my car, why don't you just focus on reviewing them? I've just got to get this. Hello? Oh, hi mate, how you doing? Yeah. Sorry, just one moment. Gotta go, bye. Cheers mate, see you around. Okay. Bye. Okay, so Lars has submitted some photos of his nice looking MGF in the Netherlands, and here is a quintessentially Dutch picture of an MGF with a windmill. So Lars has said, apart from the sports air filter and some new seats, he's done no modifying, so he's kept it quite stock, which isn't always a bad thing. I personally have liked to make a few changes to my car and it's been enjoyable, but keeping these cars stock can have its benefits. So thanks for submitting, Lars, that looks really nice. Okay, next up is a TF that if you are part of MGTF groups on Facebook, you have likely seen before. Now, Tom has submitted his very, very tuned MGTF, and here is a photo. I must say it looks really nice. It's got like a lot of presence. The modifications list is long, but to name a few: exterior, Delta styling spoiler, Cooper R splitter, 25-inch rear diffuser, custom aluminium bumper, energised smoke rear lights, Jacoby side scoops, Zara jets, TF mud flaps front and rear, full base face eye system, Sony G1100U head units, JCM front and rear badges. That's just the exterior, and then the engine. Pipe across performance induction cold feed system, stage 2 remap from Soars tuning with pops and bangs. Now, funny you should mention the pops and bangs, because I've seen a video of his car and boy does it pop and bang. Personally, I would want it to pop and bang a bit less than his does, and it is very loud. So Tom, it's not that I don't like your car, but I think it does sound a bit too extreme. That's my personal preference. I like a car to sound good, but the pops and bangs are quite savage on his car. That's certainly some people's taste, and I'm not criticising you for it. I think it's very bold, and this is actually his second TF after someone ploughed into the front of his first one. Now here's a picture of that. That looks awful. That is a massive hit. I don't know how they've done that much damage. They must have hit you, Tom, pretty hard, because that is smashed to smithereens. And he's also said, Tom, he's put a little message to say, the MG community is by far the best, and no matter how much people take the mick, they do. I still love a cheeky wave from a passing driver. Yeah, I love that too. You know, when you're driving along, you'll be able to relate if you're in an MG. When you're driving along and you get that little wave from another MG driver. I love that. It's a little thing, but it's the little things that make it a great experience. So thanks, Tom, for your submission, and I do like your TF. It looks the part. That's just a bit loud. Don't know, that's just me. Okay, so next up we have another MGTF submitted by someone whose name shall remain anonymous because I don't know it. I don't know their name. They've not said, and it's not on their profile. But this is a very late production of the MGTF. It's a 5.6, so it's definitely newer than mine. I'd be interested to know just how late down the production line this was made. So as for the car itself, it's a 1.8135, so it's like mine. And due to the age, probably one of the last out of Longbridge. Haven't done much yet in the way of fancy bits or mods, apart from the new set of 16-inch alloys and a new hood. Also got a stainless steel exhaust system to replace the current one, so that should be fitted in the coming weeks. So the interior also looks really good. It's got red and black seats, leather seats, which look really nice actually, and I've not seen that colour combo for an interior. And red stitching as well, so that looks really nice. You've got yourself a nice unique TF there, so thanks for your submission. Okay, now we've had a submission from Fox Automotive. You can find him on YouTube, or if you search for him on Instagram you'll find him. I don't know his name, but he has submitted his BMW Z4. Now Fox Automotive, I was asking for specifically MGs, but that being said, I will feature a car, A, because I quite like it, and B, because I'd feel bad if I didn't. But this is Fox Automotive's BMW Z4. If you like Z4s, you should check out his channel on YouTube. But I do have a bit of a thing for the BMW Z4. I did do the video with It's Joel W on his YouTube channel last year, which was great fun to film, and I got to learn a bit about his Z4. But they are really nice. Now, Fox Automotive has said he bought the car for his 21st birthday. Happy birthday. And he's barely used it because he's been at uni. But hopefully you get to drive the car a bit more, and hopefully now that summer is approaching and lockdown has eased, you can get out on the road and drive it. So thanks for your submission, despite not being an MG. Okay, so final submission for this episode at least is by Mike, who submitted his MGF over Instagram. Now Mike's MGF is not modified at all. It's exactly as it was when it came out of the factory, which I kind of respect. I like that, you know, to keep a car exactly how it was out of the factory. He's just taken it over 80,000 miles, and it's got a VVC engine, so roughly 140 brake horsepower. So yeah, that's really nice to keep it exactly stock. He bought it in October 2018, and he's been to a few car shows with it, but the furthest he's been was to the NEC Birmingham, which was a 270 mile round trip, and with no problems at all. Yeah, it's interesting you should say that, because people have this stigma attached to MGs, especially the F and the TF perhaps, that they're not good for long journeys, they're not reliable, they'll break down. But yeah, 270 mile round trip, no problems at all. And I would say the same. I've done some long journeys in this, and I've not had any trouble with this car at all. I've owned it for about 1.5 years now, and I've just had no issues with it. It's been great. You know, you've got to keep on top of it, you've got to maintain it, you've got to keep it well, you've got to check things regularly. But, you know, that's the same with any car, and I think the TF is a reliable car. I'm going to say that, I'm going to put it out there. It's reliable. Okay everyone, so that just about sums up today's video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed seeing other people's MGs and BMW Z4. Thanks again for all the submissions. It's been really fun actually to film this video. And let me know down in the comments below, would you like to see another episode of this? Maybe not just MGs, maybe any car, or maybe another particular car. But I've enjoyed filming it, so do let me know down below. if you want to see more of these videos. Also, please be sure to subscribe and hit the like button, it really helps me. And do leave a comment, let me know what you think, because it helps me to plan my next videos and I can create content that you guys really enjoy. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.